Okay, we are getting ready for another day of learning. Good stuff. Good stuff, folks. Alrighty. Alrighty. Welcome to Tanya today. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad Zichron Kadeshim in Montreal, Canada, where it's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. We welcome today John Daly, Shalom from North Carolina. Carlos is with us in Costa Rica. Welcome. Well, we have with us from Malta, Ray. All right. Thank you for joining. Miriam is with us in England, London, England, that is. Jarek in the Philippines, Shalom. Celeste Chava in Boulder, Colorado. Boker Tov. Denise, welcome to you in New Jersey. And Darina in Colorado also with us. Sarah in New York. Welcome. Clem is in Brisbane, where it's very late. Here, Shalom. Eugenia is in foggy Toronto. Thank you for joining, fellow Canadian. Zayla is in, you have to remind me because I forgot. Thank you for joining. And Natalie, Massachusetts, good morning. Dam is in Indonesia. While Davida and Liba, twin sisters in New York, good morning. Rusty in Texas, welcome. Eddie is in Washington State. Ahuva, oh, welcome, Ahuva, long time. In Seattle, where it's pretty early. Jint, I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. But in any case, shalom. David is in California with us. Hannah, just down the road in Montreal. All right. All right, Dano. In Calgary, Boker Tov. Ilhang. I'm not sure from where. I can't. Janek. I'm sure I pronounced that also wrong. Elise, good morning to you in Georgia. Natasha is with us in Pakistan. Leah in Fort Myers, Florida. Feeling better. In Germany, we have Marco with us. Johan in California. Beautiful. We have with us on Clubhouse. We have Vacha and Vilma. We have Celeste. We have Adam. We have Marcy, Eliana, David, Lynn, Eliyahu. We have a bunch of Instagrammers with us too. Rachel in South Carolina. We have Lily. We have Kosher Energy Drink. Ooh. All right. You know what the Kosher Energy Drink is? Tanya. We have Miriam. We have Sam. We have Akoyan in Peru. We have with us Rebecca. Ooh, we have Reginald. Oh, long time no see. Welcome. Leah in New York. Thank you for joining. Into De La Venta. Okay. Beautiful. Irma in St. Martin. Diane traveling from Canada to the United States to Arizona, somewhere on the way. She won't miss. Simcha from London, England. Welcome. A joy from London. Gail is with us in Chicago. Beautiful. Okay, folks. We continue in the 26th letter, mystical teachings from the Zohar, that the Alter Rebbe today empowers us with something tremendous. Torah and all aspects of Torah are the tree of life. And that's why you're all here, actually. Because it's the tree of life and you want to hold on to it. We sense the life that it gives us, but it's a lot more than even what we sense. Far and above and beyond, because Torah is God's wisdom and God's wisdom is one with God. And that's what we get. But yet at the same time, that Torah, part of the oral teachings, have come down, and the vitality is now embedded in klipa, in a shell that's covering over on the open, apparent, clear holiness. Why would God do that to the Torah? I'll explain why. But what that means is that's part of the teachings of the Torah that is encumbered, that we need to disencumber. We need to take it out of the shell, the klipa, the hiddenness. Much like a discovery in science, right? What does it mean? You discovered something that was always there. You just discovered, you didn't create it. So likewise, and even more so, the divine wisdom is encumbered in klipa, in the shell that covers over it and doesn't allow it to be revealed until we penetrate it and reveal it from its exile. And you know what has the power to do that? You and I. Those that are terrestrial beings in this world. Why? Because we have a material body, and that's what we do with ourselves. What do we do with ourselves? Is that we have a body that has its own agenda, that is not a godly one, its own agenda. It is what we call the serpent's hide, because it derives from klipa. Klipa is noiga, mixture of good and bad. And because we don't allow the passion of the body to rule over us, we crush the passion and allow the spark of goodness and godliness that's there to be elevated. Since we can do that with ourselves, and that's what we need to do with ourselves, right? To subjugate the negative force within us, that all of the negativity ultimately within us will be dispersed, right? That gives us the capability, because we can do it with ourselves and we can do it with the world then. And we can even do it not just in the physical world, but we can do it in the world of divine wisdom. That divine wisdom that is in klipa, we can disencumber it from its shell that's covering over it, not allowing it to emerge, that it's in exile, and we have to break it open and discover that Torah teaching. Only we have that here, a soul and a body. You know who doesn't have it? Angels above, spiritual beings, souls and angels in the higher world. The souls in Gan Eden, the angels that are there in the higher worlds, they don't have that power because they can't do that in themselves. So they don't have the power to discover or to find the spark of holiness that's in this world, the divine wisdom. So you know what the angels above do and the souls? They're waiting to hear from us. Not regurgitating merely the teachings of the Torah, because that's not discovering anything. But when we are able to innovate and to find the secrets of divine wisdom that has hitherto been concealed in klipa, and we reveal it. We're able to reveal the secrets of the wisdom, to discover new insight in Jewish law, in Jewish homiletics, the revealed parts and the mystical parts of the Torah. Each person, according to the nature of their soul, will be where they will be more capable of revealing new insight. And indeed, says the Alter Rebbe, we're even obliged to do this, to uncover the concealed insights of Torah, to discover and reveal secret wisdom of God. Because when we do that, we elevate the sparks that have been allotted to us in our lifetime, to elevate it to the divine. And the lot that has been allotted to us is not merely in the material physical world, which we usually speak about physical mitzvahs doing, but here it's in the spiritual realm, in the divine wisdom, right, of revealing the divine wisdom. Moreover, every Torah teaching, and especially the halachic teachings, is a spark of the Shekhinah, of the divine presence of God, the Word of God. As the phrase says, the Word of God denotes halacha. And what does it mean? It means, in spiritual terms, Kabbalistic idea, is that Malchus of Atzilus, which is the Shekhinah, the divine presence of God, is garbed with the divine wisdom of God, of Chachma of Atzilus. It's then further vested in Malchus V'Yetzirah, and with the breaking of the vessels, all of that, the Shekhinah, divine presence, divine wisdom of God, now falls into Klipa, into exile, a place that's hidden. And with this is what the Gemara teaches, the Talmud, the sages teach us, that God says, whoever engages in the study of Torah, I account it as if he's redeemed me and my children from among the nations of the world, meaning you redeem me from Klipa, from negativity. God himself you redeem. How? By redeeming his Torah. How? By innovating powerful teachings. What does this mean? So first of all, we got to be careful. Everybody, likes to be innovative. And yes, but we have to be careful that we're innovative. As Rabbi Emmanuel Shocha, the blessed memory, once told me the story. Once a minister that he was very friendly with said, Rabbi, I know the Bible backwards, forwards. I said, wow, that's amazing. I wish I knew it forward, backwards. Backwards, forwards. He says, no, you don't understand. I know it from the New to the Old, New Testament to the Old. Meaning, he takes his truth from there and tries to show, here's proof, right? That's not honest. And okay, I'm just bringing that as an example. But also, even if you're just learning Torah, we have to be careful that when we're talking about innovation needs to come when we're completely given over without an agenda to the teachings to find the divine wisdom. If I'm looking for my own ideas to justify my way of life, then that will not be innovative teachings of Torah and taking the spark of holiness of the Shekhinah, the divine presence, and revealing it and redeeming God, as it were, right, from exile. That won't happen. And that's why it all is predicated on the capability that we have in ourselves, that we don't allow my natural instincts to rule over me. That I'm able to subjugate within me the negative force within me, the animal soul and body and its agenda to fulfill the will of God. That gives me the power then that not only in doing that, but when I learn Torah, I can innovate in a way that I am subjugating the negative force of this world and the klipa that is exiling an idea of Torah, a teachings of Torah that is hitherto in exile, and we have an obligation, it's actually an obligation on every Jew to bring some form of innovative understanding to Torah. So for some, they're going to be halachic experts, so it'll be in the area of halacha. Others might be in mystical. Others might be in homiletics, and whatever the case may be. But what an empowerment! What a power that we've been given. Think about it. God's teachings. God needs me to innovate in the teachings, to bring out a new dimension, new idea. A new teachings, a new idea that will what's the word I'm looking for? Reveal that which has been hidden. All right. A lot more to say on that, but let's open up for some conversation. That's real partnership. Davida, will the Kalipa be broken Mashiach or by us? Us, and that's going to bring Mashiach. Exactly. Anybody else with a question, comment, any thoughts? David, please share with us. Go ahead, David. All right. And Marcy, please share with us.
So we were talking yesterday on Clubhouse about how we develop community and partnership and how to find learning partners, and this feels very resonant because my experience, the way that Torah becomes yours, personal, innovative, is through sharing of ideas with other people and building of ideas together in community.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. You know, as the Talmud says, there's no two minds alike, right? No two faces alike. So no two minds. What does it mean, no two minds? It means everybody sees something, and we see things differently. We don't all see it the same. And which, by the way, for that alone, we need to respect and understand, people's experience is not going to be what my experience is. And often we have a difficulty with that, because what do you mean? I was there, I experienced it, and this is what it is. Well, that's the way you experience it because that's your mind, and no two minds alike. So first of all, that's, to respect. But moreover, because there's no two minds alike, when we really give ourselves over, and this is in the vernacular of Chassidus called bittul. Bittul means subjugating yourself. So let me explain what it means to subjugate yourself to something greater than yourself. Right? Well, what does that mean? So, like, for example, when you subjugate yourself and not doing something, an action, like, your mother told you, don't play with that, and, you might break it. And you listen, you don't play with it. That's a great accomplishment, of course, but that's only an action, because to hold back and not to touch something is a simple. It's simple in the sense you're just holding back by not engaging and not touching something, right? Now, if your mother told you, don't feel that, oh, that's a little more difficult. That's a lot more difficult, right? Because that's a feeling. That's already something a part of me. Don't think that way? Oh, that's entirely different. What do you mean, don't think that way? Maybe that's the way I think. That's the way I see the world. That's the way I experience the world, through the filter of my mind, how I experience and see things, right? So we have to subjugate that. That's part of the klipa. Not only is it, that's part of the the negative force within me is the way I perceive the world. I may perceive the world not in a wholesome, whole, complete, and worthy way. Seeing the goodness of God and seeing the beauty of God's creation. So perception is the hardest thing to be able to put and to transform. So we need to be able to do that in order that when we come to study Torah and to innovate and to give the unique perspective that I have, that it's not just merely my agenda talking, but it's something godly that's talking, that's coming from a wholesome, whole place rather than a broken place. So that's very important, that we should appreciate that notion that, to innovate doesn't mean, oh, okay, let me take, license over here to just, come up with my own ideas on what the Tanya is saying or the Parsha is saying, and so on and so forth, whatever it might be. We have to be careful that we're coming from a place that is not agenda driven, but is driven by seeking the truth and wanting to understand the truth of the Torah, of God's wisdom, and putting aside any of my biases in order that I can appreciate the truth. And then when I do that, then I could, first of all, understand the teachings as godly teachings, and then I'll have a power to innovate and to bring something new perspective to the teachings. Thank you, Marcy. Thank you. David, or Batya, or both.
So what I was saying before is just basically just reiterating, if we're to come from a place of the truth, which is the essence of the Torah, and starting from a proper place, then we can expand on that and derive whatever comes out of there. But in other words, what you're saying is we're going to start from a different place, which is an untruthful place, and we're not being honest, and we're looking for our own benefits, and so that in the end, we're not being truthful. We're not being.
Well, it doesn't. Yeah, we're not going to be necessarily, giving an innovation in Torah teachings, because it's it's also when we're talking about it's amal, it's strenuous, deep, to trying to understand and to bring new insight. Yeah.
I mean, to get to real insight, you have to have a real strong background to do that, and we can all make our own interpretations, which maybe comes from.
And even if you don't have the strongest background, but if you are, not reading backwards, forwards, in other words, from your own agenda. What's your own agenda? Your own agenda is your animal soul and body that has its own agenda, so coming from there, and trying to, what is the truth of this teachings coming to say, irrespective of of the outcome, so to speak.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. The
Yeah.
Vida, will the Kalipa be broken by Mashiach? Okay, you asked that question. We've answered that. How will we know that it truly broke Kalipa? Mashiach will be here. Rachel has a question on Instagram. Are those who study Torah from the nations or are redeemed by redeeming the Torah? I'm not 100% clear on the question, but those from the nations of the world that study Torah also bring goodness into this world, absolutely. John, are the greater number of sparks and holdings found in the land of Israel than elsewhere? And when one makes aliyah, is everything is aliyah? Is that elevating the sparks? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I have to think about that. I don't have an immediate response to that. Davida, women are on a higher level spiritually. Will it be easier for them to break the klipa? Good question. Actually, I would suggest that a woman is not as much about breaking the klipa as she is nurturing the inherent holiness that there is. Man, the masculine quality versus the feminine quality. The masculine quality is, slaying the dragons, taking the klipa, the negativity of the world, and breaking the negativity and dispersing the negativity of all evil. The woman is a nurturer, nurturing the child, creating from a house a home, and nurturing. So she's taking that which is inherently holy and elevating that. So actually, this is there not as much the woman's role as it is the man's role. Now, it's a masculine versus feminine. So, we have a man has feminine traits and a woman has masculine traits. How do we know that? Because the power of Bina is a feminine quality. The power of Chachma is a masculine quality. And both men and women have them both. The difference is that a man has more Chachma and a woman has more Bina. Right? Bina Yisera Nitla Leisha Yosem Ish. More Bina was given to a woman than was given to a man. It's a feminine quality, but does a man have it? Yes. So that's help clarify something. Okay. Any other comments, questions? Beautiful. Another question. I don't see it. All right, folks. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine coming to you from Chabad Zurich and Kadesh in Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you Tanya. Reminder TRC today at 4:30 New York, Montreal time. And Rambam coming right up. Thank you for joining. Have an amazing day.